She delivered twins of different colors, but her husband claimed only the white one was his. The delivery room remained alive with the energy of new life, monitors beeping, muffled voices, the faint cries of two newborns wrapped in matching blankets. Yet amidst the soft glow and sterile calm, something felt not quite right. Lying exhausted on the hospital bed, pale and weary, Julia Carter, a white woman in her early 30s, held her newborn twins. One baby, fair-skinned and pink-cheeked, with light brown tufts of hair, nestled gently into her chest. The other, darker skinned with curly hair, looked equally healthy and cooed sleepily in her other arm. Two perfect babies, but from very different stories. Her husband Ryan stood frozen at the foot of the bed, one hand covering his mouth, eyes wide with disbelief. His olive green shirt clung to his chest as if recoiling from the shock. He stepped closer, voice breaking. What? What is this? Julia remained silent. She couldn't answer yet. Ryan blinked rapidly, shifting his gaze from one twin to the other, then back to Julia. The white baby, he said with shallow breath. She's mine. But the other one, who does she belong to? The words fell like stones in the room. A nurse nearby paused her steps. The soft buzz of the incubator seemed to hush. Julia's lips trembled, her hands gripping her babies tighter. Ryan, please! But he shook his head, stepping back as if the walls were closing in. You were pregnant with twins and never told me. I didn't know. Not like this, Julia whispered. They're different. He pointed at her now, eyes wild. They're not just fraternal. That baby isn't even mine. Julia's throat burned. She had suspected this would happen, feared it from the moment the ultrasound tech hesitated, murmuring, twins, but they don't appear identical. From the day her OB-GYN explained heteropaternal superfecundation, when two eggs are fertilized by sperm from two different men during the same ovulation, she had researched, asked questions, but none of it prepared her for this moment. Months earlier, Julia and Ryan had briefly separated after a painful argument. Ryan moved out for nearly 3 weeks, meant to be space, a reset. But in that silence, Julia fell into the arms of David, a longtime friend, kind and familiar. He listened, offered warmth, and one night she let go of everything. She told herself it was a mistake, that nothing would come of it until she learned she was pregnant. At first, she believed the babies were Ryan's, but late into her second trimester, after genetic screenings revealed unusual markers, ultrasounds became more frequent. The truth unfolded. She was carrying fraternal twins fathered by two different men, a rare but medically possible phenomenon called heteropaternal superfecundation. And now the proof was in her arms. Ryan stepped back, shaking his head. So you cheated on me, he said. Julia's voice cracked. We were separated. You told me you didn't know if you were coming back. And this is what you did? She looked down at her children, both beautiful, loved hers, though she knew the world and Ryan might not see it that way. Ryan, she whispered, I didn't know I was carrying twins until the second scan. I thought it was your baby. Then the doctor explained further. Explain to me how I'm supposed to believe this isn't just betrayal. His voice was low but sharp, filled with disbelief and something darker. Heartbreak. Julia's fingers curled tightly around her tiny babies. You're the father of one, she said softly, but I am the mother of both. Ryan turned away briefly, pressing his palms against his temples. The nurse gently stepped back into the hallway, giving space. Julia could feel emotional walls closing in. What are you going to do? She asked quietly. Ryan hesitated, then finally said, The white one is mine. I'll raise her. But that boy, I'm sorry. Her heart broke. She wanted to scream, beg, plead for him not to say what he was about to. But she didn't have to wait long. Only the white one is mine, Ryan said again, quieter this time. That other baby isn't my responsibility. With that, he left the room. Julia shattered inside. She didn't sob yet. She simply held her children closer, silent tears sliding down her face. No matter what came next, she wouldn't give up either child. She had created them, carried them, and even if the world turned against her, she would raise them both with love. 3 days later, the nursery was silent, the hallway colder. Julia sat in a rocking chair beside her hospital window, both twins in her arms, one nursing, the other dozing against her shoulder. She didn't look like someone who had just given birth. She looked like someone trying to hold herself together in pieces because deep down, she knew this was her fault. Not biology, not a medical rarity, not fate's twist. Her decision had caused this storm. The door opened softly. Her sister Emma entered, holding a sealed envelope and folded papers. "Results are in," she said gently. "Ryan sent them." Julia nodded, her throat dry. She already knew what the papers said. The doctors had explained it. The hospital had conducted its own analysis after delivery. Emma laid the papers on the table. 2 DNA tests, 2 different fathers. Confirmed, Ryan hadn't come back. Since those words, "The white one is mine," Julia couldn't argue, couldn't even blame him anymore. She thought of all the times she might have revealed the truth earlier when the doctor first mentioned the unusual twin development, when she noticed the skin tone difference on the ultrasound, when doubt kept her awake at night. But she was afraid, afraid he'd leave, afraid he'd see her differently. Later that evening, a lawyer arrived. Ryan had requested custody of his biological daughter. Shared parenting was off the table. His message was clear. He wanted nothing to do with the other child. Julia didn't cry until after the lawyer left. That night, she held her babies tighter, whispering apologies. They were too young to understand. "I broke this," she whispered. "I broke all of it." The hospital cleared her to go home, but she stayed 2 more days, unready for the outside world, for the curious stares, the whispered questions. "2 different dads. Do you think he'll forgive me? Poor babies. What happens now?" She had no answers. All she knew was she would raise both children, help or not, forgiveness or not. A week later, she met Ryan in a mediation room. He sat at one end of the table, clean-shaven, tired eyes, distant. He looked at her, then at the documents, then at the photo she'd brought, both babies bundled together in one blanket. He didn't smile. He didn't reach for it. Julia cleared her throat. "I know I ruined everything." Ryan didn't speak. "You were gone and I should have waited. I should have stayed faithful. But I was hurting, and I sought comfort in the worst way. I never meant to hurt you or them." Her voice cracked. "I understand if you can't love me anymore, but don't let that stop you from loving her. Your daughter deserves that, even if I don't." Ryan looked down, jaw tight. He said only one thing before standing to leave. "Don't contact me unless it's about her." Then he was gone. Julia left with a signed parenting agreement. She had full custody of both twins, with scheduled visitations for Ryan and his biological daughter. He requested a different surname for her, wanted the boy's name removed from all documents. Julia didn't argue. She'd earned his anger. But what only love could resolve, how to raise both children equally, ensuring neither felt less seen, less wanted, less hers, only love could do that. Years later, the story faded from gossip. 2 children grew side by side, one with dark curls and gentle eyes, the other with auburn hair and a fierce wit. They never felt divided because their mother made sure of it. She worked 2 jobs, studied at night, read them the same stories, sang them the same lullabies. And one day when her son was old enough to ask, "Why don't I look like Dad?" she took a breath and told him the truth. "Because you had a different father. But you both have the same mother, and I will never love one of you more than the other." He nodded, not crying, because in her arms he never had to question if he belonged. In the end, Julia didn't erase her mistake but faced it. Though she lost the man she once loved, she gained something else. The right to raise 2 children in truth, in unconditional love, with no conditions attached. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more emotional, dramatic, and unexpected tales. Let us know in the comments where in the world you're watching from. We love hearing from all of you. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep watching.